Lent invites us to step away from noise and rediscover what truly matters. Lent is a gentle invitation to stop hiding and start healing. Joel 2:12 Return to me with all your heart. Today we begin not by fixing ourselves, but by returning. Ashes remind us that life is fragile and time is sacred. God does not ask for perfection, He asks for your heart. Lent begins where you are, not where you wish you were. Sit quietly today and say, Lord, here I am. That's enough to begin. Psalm 103:14 He knows how we are formed. He remembers that we are dust. God is not shocked by your weakness. He understands it intimately. Lent is not about proving strength, but trusting God with what feels small and broken. Let God love you without pretending. Matthew 4:1 Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert. The desert isn't punishment, it's preparation. God uses quiet places to speak clearly. Lent invites us to step away from noise and rediscover what truly matters. Create a little silence today. God is already there. Deuteronomy 8:3 does not live by bread alone. Hunger teaches us what we rely on. Lent gently exposes where we look for comfort instead of God and invites us back to Him. Notice what you turn to when you're tired. Bring that to prayer. Psalm 51:12 Create in me a clean heart, O God. Repentance isn't harsh, it's hopeful. It's not about shame, but about restoration. God cleans hearts the way light fills a room, slowly, patiently, completely. He doesn't rush the process or turn away from the mess. He steps into it with mercy, reshaping us from the inside out. Ask God to heal what you've hidden. Matthew 6:6 Your Father who sees in secret will repay you. Lent isn't a performance. It's not about being impressive, it's about being sincere. God sees every quiet effort, every hidden prayer, every silent struggle. Nothing done in love is wasted. The smallest act of faithfulness matters deeply to Him. Let your prayer today be simple and honest. Lamentations 3:22-23 The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. You don't have to carry yesterday's failures into today. God doesn't. His mercy meets you fresh each morning, not with reminders of who you were, but with hope for who you're becoming. Lent teaches us that beginning again is always possible with Him. Receive mercy with a grateful heart. 1 Samuel 3:10 Speak, Lord, your servant is listening. God still speaks, but Lent invites us to slow down enough to recognize His voice. So often our schedules and distractions drown out the gentle ways He guides us. Like Samuel, we learn to respond not with noise, but with openness. Listening is an act of trust. Create a small pocket of silence today, even just 5 minutes. Listen more than you speak. And let God have room to speak into your heart. Proverbs 3:5 Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Control can feel secure because it keeps everything in our hands, but when we cling too tightly, we leave little space for God to work. Trust is not passive. It is a daily decision to rely on Him more than your own understanding. Lent teaches us to loosen our grip. Name one worry that has been weighing on you. Consciously surrender it to God and choose to trust Him with what you cannot manage. John 3:21 But the one who practices the truth comes to the light, so that his deeds will be revealed as having been performed in God. We often avoid the light because we fear judgment, but God's light is different. It is warm, restoring, and healing. He reveals truth not to shame us, but to free us. Lent is a gentle invitation to stop hiding and start healing. Bring one hidden fear, habit, or struggle into prayer today. Step into the light and trust that God meets you there with mercy. Deuteronomy 30:19 Choose life in order that you may live. Every day presents small choices that quietly shape who we are becoming. Lent isn't built on dramatic gestures, but on steady faithfulness. Each choice for patience, kindness, and obedience draws you closer to God's heart. Make one intentional choice today that leads toward peace, generosity, or forgiveness, something that nurtures life in you and others. Psalms 95:8. Do not harden your hearts. Hearts often harden slowly through disappointment, hurt, or unanswered prayers. Yet God approaches us with patience, not pressure. He knows the story behind every wall we build. Lent is a safe space to let Him begin softening what has grown rigid. Ask God to gently soften one guarded area of your heart. Invite Him into the places where you've become resistant or closed off. Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear. For I am with you, do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will also help you, I will also uphold you with my righteous right hand. Lent can sometimes feel like a season of effort and sacrifice, but it is not a journey you walk alone. God promises His presence in weakness, uncertainty, and growth. His strength carries you when yours feels small. Pause during an ordinary moment today and simply acknowledge, God, you are here. Let that awareness calm your fears. John 20:23. If you forgive the sins of any, their sins have been forgiven them. Confession is not about shame, it is about restoration. God desires to lift burdens you were never meant to carry alone. In reconciliation, He breathes new life into weary hearts. Lent reminds us that mercy is always within reach. Consider returning to confession this week. Take one practical step, look up times, mark your calendar. Or begin examining your heart in prayer. John 15:4. Remain in me and I in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself but must remain in the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. Jesus doesn't say, achieve for me or prove yourself to me. He says, remain in me. The Christian life isn't about constant striving or spiritual performance. It's about connection. Like a branch attached to the vine, life flows naturally when we stay close. When we disconnect, we wither. When we remain, fruit grows quietly and steadily. Abiding means returning your attention to Him throughout the day, when you wake up, when you're stressed, when you're distracted. It's less about intensity and more about consistency. Staying close changes everything. Today, gently return your heart to God again and again. Stay with Him. Luke 15:20. So he set out and came to his father, but when he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion for him and ran and embraced him and kissed him. Before the son could clean himself up, before he could rehearse his apology, the father saw him. And when he saw him, he ran. That detail matters. The father was watching, waiting, hoping. That's how God looks at you, not scanning for flaws, not keeping score, but longing for your return. Even when you feel far away, He sees you with compassion. His gaze is not harsh, it's tender. He doesn't love a future, improved version of you. He loves you now. Stop hiding. Let yourself be fully seen and fully loved today. Luke 11:1. Lord, teach us to pray. The disciples saw Jesus pray, and they knew that was the source of His strength, so they asked Him to teach them. Prayer isn't about mastering words or following a formula. It's about relationship. It's sitting with God in honesty. It's bringing your gratitude, your confusion, your anger, your hope. Sometimes it's speaking. Sometimes it's silence. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. When you pray, you're not performing, you're connecting. Today, take a few unfiltered minutes to talk with God honestly. Keep it simple. Luke 9:23. And He was saying to them all, if anyone wants to come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. Jesus calls us to a daily cross, not a dramatic one, but a faithful one. The cross isn't about chasing suffering. It's about choosing love when it costs you something. It's holding your tongue when you want to snap back. It's forgiving when resentment feels easier. It's staying committed when quitting would be simpler. These small, hidden sacrifices shape your heart. When offered with love, even ordinary struggles become sacred. Notice today's difficulty. Instead of resisting it, offer it to God with love. Matthew 25:21. Well done, good and faithful servant. God's affirmation is for the faithful, not just the visible. Most of your spiritual growth happens in hidden places. In the quiet prayers no one hears, in the responsibilities no one applauds, in the choices to act with integrity when it would be easier not to. world celebrates platform and recognition. God celebrates faithfulness. Small obedience repeated daily builds a strong and steady heart. Choose one unnoticed act of faithfulness today and do it wholeheartedly. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. We live in a world that prizes speed, where waiting often feels like losing. Yet God's work unfolds in seasons we may not understand. Like a seed resting quietly beneath the soil, the beginnings of His purposes are often invisible, shaping our faith, resilience, and hearts for what is to come. God's timing is never early or late, it is perfect. What feels like delay may be preparation, an unseen shaping of character or softening of the heart to receive what lies ahead. When we trust Him in the waiting, we discover that beauty is not only in the outcome, but in the patience, surrender, and growth along the way. In His time, all things are made beautiful. Surrender your sense of timing to God today, and trust that even in the waiting, He is preparing something beautiful. Believe that He is quietly working in ways you cannot yet see.